What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Monet and we are locked in. This is Power Book 2, Episode 5. We know now that Monet and Dante had a relationship 24 years ago, and they had our man Zeke, who is 23 years old. We know that Zeke just had an interview, one that could drastically change his life, and now he has to turn himself in for the murder of Jabari and maybe some kind of conspiracy with Officer Ramirez. But before we get into this episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. Now, Zeke has to turn himself in. What do we know about Zeke? Yeah, exactly. He's going to fold under pressure. So let's jump into this episode and see how he handles this whole situation. Zeke, Davis, and Monet, they pull up to the precinct because Zeke has to turn himself in. Now, let me tell you, they pulling up in style. He's pulling up in a suit and everything. And Davis is telling them, when you get in here, don't talk to any inmates. Just try to blend in. Because what police officers do is they try to have, inmates. They try to get you to confess to things, get you to tell different details to your crimes so they can use it and, they can use it against you and they can get out of jail. Now, Monet's talking about, I'm going to do everything in my power to get you out of here. The first thing Zeke should have said was, Monet, everything you did within your power is what got me in jail. But he's telling her, this is out of your hands now. So hopefully he can blend in, but it's going to be hard for a 6'8" guy to just be in jail blending in. Tariq ended up staying the night at the snitch's house. Lauren's house. We know that she's wearing the new Rolex because she needs to find out who the kingpin is on the school campus. He came over there. They had their little sex, He fell asleep and he woke up. He grabs his phone. Davis, what time are you turning Zeke in? Davis like, I'm turning him in right now. This ain't play. We got things to do. While you over here sleeping in, Zeke is about to go down for your murder. While he's in the bed, Lauren's in the bathroom and she's struggling. She doesn't know if she needs to put this Rolex on now and capture any conversation with Tariq because she doesn't want to believe he's in a dope game. But he's like, hey, I'm going to catch you in class later. She's saying, hold on, let me. First of all, you're not putting no Rolex on at 8 in the morning. And then second of all, Tariq, you about to run all the way downtown to that precinct? Get a bike or something, bro. Come on now. We tired of this. When they get there to turn Zeke in, no one's even expecting them. They're, my client is here to turn himself in. It's an old white guy like, okay, who's your client? He sees Zeke. Guess what? Gianni is there. Now, Gianni's been dealing with investigative Tate now and Detective Kevin. And you remember they checked the footage and they seen that Zeke actually had an alibi. So when he gets there, they're saying, oh, your client is no longer a suspect. So Davis is saying, what? We did all this? What changed? And they're saying it's a new leak in the investigation. So what Davis wants them to do is drop a press release and say that Zeke is cleared of all charges because it looks bad that he had to turn himself in. But now he's not even a suspect. So, yeah, you want to go ahead and get all of that negative light off of Zeke so he can go ahead and move forward. Kamal and Detective Kevin haven't been seeing eye to eye. Detective Kevin, all he wants to do is put it all on Zeke. That's who it is. That's who we're going down with. Now, Kamal is saying, listen, I'm doing my job and I do it well. I've been reading Jabari's, his new novel that he's writing. We know he had a hit back in the day and he started to fall off. Carrie got him a job. And that's why he started following Tariq around and telling Tariq, you're going to write this novel for me. I'm going to take your life and put it in my book. Now, Detective Kamal, he sees this and he's saying the school within the novel is similar to Stansfield, the similar landmarks. Maybe he got tied up into some stuff in real life. So he's going off of the lead. He's going to dig more into the book. And maybe there may be a slip up in the name. Okay, maybe he may mention a guy named Tariq or Cain. There's a drug dealer named Cain. So that's what they're going to do now. Follow the book. We know Monet's been on Carrie's ass since the beginning of time. Since she found out she was messing with Zeke, she's been on her. Last week, she busted the Range Rover window, put a gun to her head. This week, she's telling her, look, you don't know me. You don't know Zeke. They let him go. That's all you need to know. Carrie's talking about, do they have a new suspect? Why the hell does that matter? Zeke is free. That's all Monet needs to care about is her son. So Carrie, hey, Carrie, you need to be worrying about yourself because if Zeke isn't a suspect, that means it's only you now. It's a lot going on. We know Tariq has to run around. He has to cover himself. He got the Jabari murder going on. He knows about the Ramirez. He knows about all the drugs. So he's really tied into it. We seen last week, Brayden got a little mixed up with Cain, and Tariq's been telling him, do not deal with Cain. So when he gets back to the room, we seen last week, Cain put Ramirez's badge in Tariq's drawer. Or it may have been Brayden's drawer. We're not sure whose drawer it is, but it's in that room. And he's telling Brayden, look, if Cain or any of the Tejadas come around, you don't know nothing, don't talk to him. Because you want to start separating yourself. With the body popping up, hey, fingers can get pointed at anybody. So Tariq is trying to cover his tracks, also keeping Brayden out of trouble. Now Kamal comes in there and he tells Carrie, look, you took an oath. Don't you want to know who killed Jabari? We're not going to put you as a suspect. All we need is your help. And he gives her a thumb drive and he's like, I need you to read this stuff and see if there's anything you can figure out that will help us. Now we know she used to be a prosecutor, so she does have that law background in her. She used to mess with Jabari, but also if you want to get your ass off of this case and from being a suspect, you gonna help in any way possible. I'd be putting that thumb drive in. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we got something here. We have the whole Dante and Monet situation looming over our heads. Dante put up $1 million to get his son out of there. Now he's at the bar. This is the same bar that got shot up, that they can barely afford, that got robbed by Diana for $1 million in cash. And he's telling her, this isn't the life you need to live, man. I'm trying to give you a better life. And Monet's finally taking accountability and saying, I've been living a fairy tale life. While my son was in the precinct, I was out playing fairy tale princesses with you. I need to start making better decisions. Now, Dante, I don't know why he has this in his head, but he's trying to save Monet. It's over with, brother. You haven't seen each other in 24 years. Your son's an adult now. Just take care of your boy and keep it moving. But he says, I can take care of you, Monet, and give you the life that you want. Not just for you, but for you and all your kids. He hands her the trust paper, grantor, Dante Spears, trustee, Monet Tejada, Ezekiel Cross, Lorenzo Tejada Jr., Drew Tejada, Diana Tejada. This is a no-brainer. You just go ahead and sign this. Like, okay, shit, you about to give my kids some money, bet. But I don't know why Dante is doing this. It has to be something more than him just wanting Monet back in his life. Now, Lauren's asking Tariq, you just ran out this morning. He's like, oh, I forgot I had to make an appointment. We know he's trying to get his sister about the child protective system. So he's talking about, I got to go get me an apartment. So I went and set up an appointment. I don't know if she has his rollie on, but if so, they about to say, oh, Tariq's getting an apartment now. Interesting. Now, I couldn't tell if Lauren had the Rolex on or not, but when they were leaving class, she was talking to Tariq. And she was like, oh, who is that? Because Monet pulled up. He's like, oh, that's just Zeke's mom. She's probably just here to talk to me. Well, he said it was her aunt, but y'all know what the truth is. And she tells Tariq, come on, let's take a ride. I'm like, hell to the no. I ain't rolling nowhere with y'all. Professor Carrie comes in, and we know the police are on her ass. And she puts karma on the board. They're like, hey, that wasn't in the reading. Now, she wants the definition of karma. She wants to know exactly what karma is. Everybody's giving their response. But she's talking about Tariq. I want to hear it from you. Because that means all of the sins you've done, they're going to come back and catch up with you. Isn't that right, Tariq? I would have told her, with all due respect, ma'am, I don't know what you're getting at here, but aren't you having sex with a student? Don't talk to me about karma. Because I hate when people try to call you out on something. I would have definitely let Miss Carrie know what's really going on. People are like, oh my gosh. Tariq takes a ride in that all black G-Wagon. It's clean too. I'm talking about nice inside. Oh, let me get back to the story. When he gets in there, she wants Tariq to tell everything. And he lays it all out. Oh man, Jabari, he found out about GTG. He was writing a book and Cain shot him and then I just cleaned it up. So she was saying, oh, you left it out there for Zeke to hang? He said, no, I'm the one that actually got Davis involved in it to try to get them all. So Tariq, he's doing what he's supposed to do, but Monet, she still doesn't know if she can trust him. She's like, you better not be lying to me. Now they pull up to somewhere very suspicious. Now, if you know anything about gangster movies, mob movies, when you pull up under a bridge or anything in a back alley, it's going to get ugly for somebody. Monet's telling Tariq, the only way you can gain my trust back, you have to find out who Cain's connect is. Now, we know Cain's connect is Dante, or should I say Mecca. His connect is Mecca, your baby daddy. She needs Tariq to go find out who this is. Why can't you find out who it is? Like, it's just Cain. Come on now. But now Tariq is deeper in the game because he's going to have to go against Cain. And we know Cain doesn't really like Tariq right now. Now, Monet, she gets real gangster. You find that name, we good. We let all this go. But next time, if I find out that something is going on between you and Cain, this pistol won't just be sitting on my lap. Then she tells the boy, get out the car and find a way back. I'm like, why the hell did you drive me all the way? Oh, my goodness. Damn, Tariq. Carrie, she done got back in her lawyer mode. She went down to the detective's office and she reads the book by Jabbar, and she's like, oh, this is Tariq. This is Tariq 100%. Now, investigator Kamal talking about, yeah, his dad was rumored to be a big player, but Kevin, he's just hearing blah, 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 blah. It's Zeke. They said it's Zeke, and it's a white drug dealer. So Carrie's saying maybe it's Brayden. But they're thinking, why would Brayden do it? Because Brayden is rich. But you know how it is. Those privileged kids, they want to live the life that they aren't living. So they're saying, okay, maybe it is Tariq and Brayden. We're going to have to figure it out. But that's where the wire comes into play. And Lauren, she's going to be the key witness. Monet is about to have Cain and Tariq going against each other. She just told Tariq, I need you to find a connect from Cain. Now she's telling Cain, Tariq told me everything in your story is true. But what I want you to do is find out what his weakness is, because he's lying to us because he feels too comfortable. So she's having both of them work against each other, which is going to make them work harder, because if they can find out this information, it'll get Monet off of their back. So she's just right now telling Cain, you'll get my trust back and I need your connect. So that's why I'm not doing anything to you. This could backfire if Cain and Tariq both find out Monet is trying to play them against each other. It could really, really be bad for her. That's why we heard her mention, if I find out that you and Cain are doing something behind my back, because she knows what she's doing is a dangerous game. Professor Carrie, when I tell y'all, and I've been telling y'all since last year, why does she talk to kids and tell them every single thing she knows? She tells Lauren, listen, I was talking to the cops, because Lauren doesn't want to wear the wire anymore. She's telling her, you got to do it. I was talking to the cops and they're thinking that Brayden is the guy selling the drugs and may have killed Jabari. So now Lauren is thinking, oh, well, I need to tell Tariq so he won't be around Brayden. He won't get in trouble. Carrie is saying, no, if you tell him that, then you become an accomplice. So Carrie is just digging the hole, putting everybody in it. And it's going to be very bad. Let me tell you, these are 18-year-old, 19-year-olds. What they're doing right now, we see adults all the time going down for wearing wires and messing things up. Now Lauren knows that Brayden is somehow involved into the drugs. When I tell y'all it's going to get ugly out here, it's about to crumble down on Tariq and Brayden. People. These kids, I tell you, oh my goodness, this can only happen in the Power universe. Tariq meets up with Diana because he needs some money. Now, he can't go and ask Monet for it, and Monet shut down Course Correct. So he's asking Diana to ask Monet for money. Diana stole $1 million from Monet. Monet ain't got no bread. So Tariq is like, yeah, I got to get a deposit for the apartment. Well, you're not going to have a deposit for the apartment because, one, they ain't ran your credit. You ain't got no credit, so you're definitely not about to get an apartment unless you're paying cash for some BS. Now, Diana's saying, all right, under one condition, I will get this money for you. You got to find out about Cain because I don't trust him. We know he killed Ramirez, but why is the gun at Jabari's murder scene? And why was it thrown on Zeke? Of course, we know Tariq was there. So Tariq is acting like, oh, man, yeah, all right, I'm going to find any information I can. So not only is he working for Monet to find out who the plug is from Cain, Diana's even bringing up, I think Cain is the one that switched the drugs with Sugar when Effie and Brayden got jumped. So Diana, she's been doing her own investigation and having her theories about things. So Tariq, he's got to work overtime now to get a little bit of bread to try to save his sister. All this back and forth. Diana doesn't go to Monet and ask for the money. She goes to Cain. And Cain is like, what? Why would I give Tariq money? Well, he needs money for his sister and needs to get a place. So he's saying, okay, that's Tariq's problem. But she flips it and says, you want me to go tell Monet that you switched the sugar out? With the coke? You want me to go tell that? He's like, damn, why would you do that? That's fake news. She said, well, I'll go tell mom anyway, and we'll let her figure it out. So Cain eventually gives in. He's like, all right, I'll do it. Damn. She's like, bye tonight though. So Brayden, we might need to go on another little run tonight. They got Lauren in here big snitching. So she had the conversation recorded with Brayden and Lorenzo. Not Cain, Lorenzo. So they're like, who is this? Oh, that's Zeke's cousin. But he wasn't there for Brayden. He was there for Tariq. You hear, come on, where's the rest of the tape? She's like, they left. He said, well, you know what? What we gonna need from you, we gonna upgrade your equipment. We want to listen in live, and we gonna coach you on what questions to ask. Now, at this point, Lauren needs to get a damn lawyer. What they're doing, well, she's old, she's 18. But what they're doing here, you need a lawyer. You don't ever want to go record anything. For me personally, I'm not wearing no damn wire. I don't give a damn what the charges are. Well, I'm lying. Depending if it's a murder, I'm wearing that wire. But right now, what she's doing, I'm just a student. I don't have the drugs. I'm not wearing no wire. Carrie talking about, Lauren, we're getting closer. We need you to wear this live wire. Hell no, Carrie, you wear that wire and go talk to Zeke or do something. I'm not wearing no live wire, especially when I ain't got nothing to do with this. Detective Kevin, he hears the name Lorenzo. He's like, wait a minute. He goes out and pulls up his file and he sees that he has a couple of, a little charge here, a little charge there. And he's telling Kamal, maybe Zeke had his cousin pop the cop. He really wants to put this somehow on Zeke, just like how Saxe was trying to get Ghost. He wants to put this on Zeke some way, somehow. But Kamal is saying, we need to stick with Tariq a little bit harder. Maybe it's him and Brayden. But at least now, the cops, they have another lead, Lorenzo Tejada, which is going to make them look at him. And Kamal still has Tariq on the plate of maybe a suspect. Monet goes to see Lorenzo in jail, and she's, we need to try to figure things out, get things right. But in between this, Lorenzo gets a call, and it's from Saxe. Now, Monet doesn't know that Diana's trying to get her father out of jail. So Saxe is like, can you speak freely? And he's like, wait a minute. Now, Monet's looking at him. Why can't you just talk in front of me? I'm your wife. But he's trying to get out because his money is for him. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I don't want her to hear what I'm doing. Let me find out Lorenzo snitching too. He talking about Mr. Saxe. I can tell you any and everything you need to know. See, he must know something is up. He must be getting ready to get Monet the fuck out of here, people. Saxe pulls up to get his girl Jenny, and he looks and he sees Detective Kevin. He's like, who is that guy? So we know Saxe been getting information from Jenny, and he went in her file and found out about the gun and things. So he's probably gonna look into Detective Kevin and see exactly what's he doing on this case. I told you, Detective Kevin is not letting up on Zeke. He goes to Jenny with Lorenzo's case. This is Lorenzo Tejada Jr., aka Cain. And he's like, he has an uncle, Lorenzo, in prison. So Jenny said, well, we know it ain't him. And he's saying, look, we just need to follow this guy because Zeke, he grew up with them, and I don't know. But Jenny's saying, we just told the press that Zeke is no longer a suspect. So they got to have this case got to be a ziplock tight because you can't go back on your statement. Cain meets up with Brayden. Of course, Tariq is supposed to be the one picking it up because that's what Diana and Cain negotiated. Now, Brayden's there. He's like, I don't know where Tariq is at. He got his car fixed. Ain't no bullet holes in it. But he's like, all right, look, why do y'all need this? Y'all just read up. He's like, I don't know. I just go where I'm told. Now, you remember just last week he was telling Cain, oh, we 50-50 partners. We knew that wasn't the truth. Tariq is in charge. So Cain's kind of disrespectful and throws it at him. And he gets on out of there. Brayden, you gotta watch this kid. Now, you remember Monet told Tariq, I need you to find out who Cain's connect is. So Tariq, he actually showed up, but he's watching through the fence to see where Cain is going next because he needs to get this information. Tariq sees Cain pull up. Now, Cain doesn't even park the whip in a garage or nothing. He just hops out, middle of the street, opens up the trunk, goes in there, gets the bag. Now, Tariq's taking pictures, and he's like, man, this is a high tower. I wonder what he's doing over here. Of course, he's going over to Mecca's spot because he has a delivery. Now, I don't know if Tariq can pick up him saying Mecca from here, but he definitely has him on tape. Now, Tariq, rookie mistake. You never get that close, especially not at nighttime and you ain't watching your back. You remember Nuff, the guy that got choked out by Mecca? Well, he's over here choking Tariq out, talking about, you spying on us? And we see the chef. Now, I did a breakdown of the chef, and we know he's more important than what he's giving off. Now, him and Cain are looking at this, so Cain knows that Tariq's been following him now. Now, the chef, he's asking, is it one of Mahoney's boys? Mahoney, just to, to clarify, Mahoney is the guys that Brayden and Cain, they robbed and they were shooting at him. Now, he's asking Cain, do you know who this guy is? And Cain's looking like, oh, no, I don't know who that is. But look at the chef's face. He's saying, nah, something's up, Cain. You know who this kid is. Nuff out there whooping the hell out of Tariq. I'm talking about gut shot, pow, face shot, pow, stomping him out, pow, pow, pow. Now, they just watching it. Chef talking to Cain, talking about, do you know him? He's like, nah, I ain't never seen a little nigga a day in my life. Now, Nuff, I'm talking about he going at it. All you hear is, psh, psh. It's like a Batman movie in the background. But the chef, he's calling shots. He tells him, all right, Nuff, that's enough. Tariq then limped all the way back over to the BMW. He didn't borrow from Lauren. He leaking, bleeding, talking about fuck. Y'all remember he got that court? He got court in the morning. You can't go up in there talking, hey, yeah, Your Honor, I want custody of my little sister. Judge him like, damn, hell no, you getting your ass whooped like that? You definitely ain't gonna be able to protect no little kid. Big Boston showed up, and Mecca wants to know who the hell was that outside my spot. Now Cain is sticking to I don't know who it is. Now the chef he's agreeing with Nuff, saying when Cain showed up, whoever this kid was, he showed up too. Now Nuff has the cell phone, and he's saying, look, I got this cell phone up off him. But Mecca's like, hold on, shut up. Cain, did you know him? Yes or no? And Cain's like, no. So in theory, he's thinking, okay, this is a civilian. So Nuff, if you put your hands on a civilian, if they complain like, hey, we got our ass whooped outside of this building, that's going to draw eyes on them. And this is very bad for Nuff. He'd already been choked out. Well, he said, Nuff talked too much. He looks at the chef, clean this up. So the chef is confirmed an assassin, a badass assassin. You got Nuff over there just laying on the ice on top of the shrimp. Is worse than being choked out. The chef slits his throat. I'm like, damn, Nuff. Just when we thought you were back in the game, man, you didn't even get a full episode in, and they go ahead and end you off like that. Cain picks up the phone and he reads, Yaz custody hearing tomorrow at 3 p.m. New York County. Oh man. Tariq, we seen you on in full HD and we have your phone now. If he gets in this and finds out that he's been texting Monet, oh man. Davis goes and visit his older brother Theo. Now Theo is played by Redman. We know he's in here and he's telling him, hey, look, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get you out of here, brother. Theo, he's like, I actually like it in here. So you can tell there's a disconnect between the two. Davis wants to get him out, but Theo mentions there may be some stuff that gets leaked out. I don't know if it's about their family or not, but he's saying it's better that I just stay in here. So I don't know. We're going to need a little bit more on Theo. But right now, he's like, I'm comfortable staying in jail. And I'm trying to keep you away from this, Davis. Tariq ended up not making it to the apartment. So he doesn't have a place. And he's with Lauren because she has the car. And he can't run around. He can't show up to court sweaty and stinking. Now, his face is all beat up. So what she says is, look, you can stay at my brother's spot. Now, her brother, he's in a halfway house. He can't leave there. So he has a place and she's holding on to the keys until he's able to get out. Now, this sounds good for TV, but in real life, when you go to court, you got to show that you're actually a resident and you actually live at that spot. And then also with Tariq bringing in a child, she's talking about there's a pull-out couch here and then there's a bed. You need 2 bedrooms when you bring in a child. You can't just have a 1 bedroom. So this will work in the power world, but in real life, this wouldn't work, just in case you guys are wondering. But at this point, hey, he's desperate. He's going to do anything he can. Lauren ends up handing him the lease, but then she says, what about you living here? That means you won't have to hang with Brayden. And isn't it kind of weird? He was happy that Jabari was killed. Tariq is like, Jabari, he didn't know nothing about it till I told him. So now Lauren, she's asking all the questions that the cops wanted her to ask. She's saying, well, what about the book? Was Jabari writing about Brayden in there? Tariq says, oh, nah, man. Jabari only wrote about black people. Now, outside, she has the new equipment on that they can listen live. You see Tate and Kevin in there, and Tate's like, this is exactly what I was saying. We need to check out Tariq. He lived with Weston way back then. He got kicked out of school for drugs. Remember, Effie set him up. Now, Detective Kevin saying that's not enough for a warrant. But Kamal is saying that's enough for Stansfield to let us go in Tariq's room and do a little search. And what's in that room? A badge. On my live stream last week, y'all said, Mo, chill, you going too hard on Monet. What did Cain just do? He brought Tariq's phone and he just told Monet you're a joke. Everything is because of Monet. She had Tariq follow Cain. Could have got Cain killed. Could have got Monet killed. That's because she doesn't know that Mecca's the plug. But then he's saying, everything I was doing, I was thinking it was because of Tariq. It's because of you. Am I your son or am I your soldier? And she's talking about, I'm doing everything to protect his family. No, you're not. You're messing it up. You're not letting Diana go to school. You don't let Drew do anything. You got Cain out here in these streets. See, y'all said I was going hard, but I told y'all Monet is the downfall of this family. She's out here playing princess with Dante and mad at Lorenzo and he's locked up. But Cain called her out. Good job, Cain. Monet pulls up to the court here and then she's sitting out front. Now, normally they're not going to let you park this close to the front. And she opens up the door for Tariq. So unless she got the longest arms that I've seen, I don't know how that door opened up. But Tariq hops in. He's like, I got to go in here. Long story short, she's telling him, nah, this is your consequence. You're going to lose your sister like I almost lost Zeke. He's like, what? That don't even make no sense. Like, I need to get her. This is what I have to do. She's talking about you failed. You let Cain know that you was following him. He said, I got a name. It's Mecca and I got an address. If you let me go, I'll find more for you. But Monet, she ain't trying to hear that. She thinks she's in charge. Now look at Monet in the corner because she thought she was in charge until Tariq said, no, you need me. You need me because without me, none of this stuff works. And he starts breaking everything down. Cain, oh, those bricks. Yeah, he switched them out for sugar. Drew, he's still messing with that dude at the school that dropped him and Zeke's name at the shooting. Oh, and Diana, she's the one that stole the $1 million out of the bar. So Monet's like, damn, Tariq, you do know everything. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, you ain't in charge, Monet. Your son called you out. Tariq called you out. But I told y'all in the beginning of the episode, if these two find out that Monet is playing them, it's going to be bad for Monet because both of them, they are making things happen in the street. Monet ain't doing nothing but sitting around. Tariq shows up to the court all beat up and late. my client is here, Your Honor. Now she's saying, oh, Tariq, you're young. You may not be able to handle a kid and you look like you just got beat up. But what they do is turn it on grandma, saying grandma, she misappropriated funds from the trust and used it for drinking. So Tariq is saying, look, I have an apartment, Your Honor. I can pay for my grandma to go to rehab. And in the future, my sister can go back. But as of right now, I'm strong enough to take care of her. And the judge hears it. She's like, yeah, well, it's better than the state, taking care of your sister. And also it's better than your drunk grandma. So I'm going to go ahead and grant you custody of your little sister. Well, investigator Kamal got all the information that he needed and just enough evidence on that wiretap to search the room. Now, when they go in there, what does he find? Ramirez's badge. Monet goes and meets up with Dante, and it's about time because Dante put up $1 million. Zeke isn't going to jail, so he wants to know, can I at least see my son? And Monet saying it is time, but let her talk to her kids and talk to Zeke. And then, yes, you can come and see him. Zeke is 23. Cain is 22. They are adults. You need to go ahead and let them know what's going on, especially with the way Cain is acting. Yeah, it's best you go ahead and let them know because the longer you hide it and he starts to connect the dots, then it's going to get ugly. But Dante tells Monet straight up, whatever you need, I got you. And they get to kissing. When Tariq gets back to the campus after getting custody of his sister, it's a whole bunch of NYPD out here. And Brayden's looking at him like, hey, get out of here. Shake the spot. You hear Lauren talking about Tariq. Whole time she was wearing a wire. Carrie's talking about, let him go. He needs to get what he deserves. I would have yelled out, Carrie's having sex with a student. Forget that. If I'm going down, we all going down. Investigator Kamal pulls up. Tariq St. Patrick, you're under arrest for Jabari Reynolds and Danilo Ramirez. Tariq's like, man, what the He got his suit on too. Guess we gotta call Davis again. Even our boy Tate's looking like, damn. Tariq is a good kid. I mean, I didn't really care too much for you, but you don't ever want to see a young brother go down, especially not for double homicide. Tariq got arrested, so his lawyer shows up. You know, the one in charge of his estate, the one that just helped him get his sister back. And he says, I got a letter from your dad. And he said, in the case that you got arrested, I need to give you this. And when Tariq got back to the cell and read that letter, it said, I knew you would end up in here, little nigga. That man Ghost is cold-hearted, cold-blooded. But that's what Tariq needed to hear. You pop me, I got a letter for your ass. You gonna end up in jail. But guess what? Our man Lorenzo is out of jail. He in here kicking with his kids. Monet pulls up. She got the dumbfounded look. What the hell? They're like, Mom, is this why you been acting so weird? She's like, yeah. It's about to go down because she just told Dante he can meet Zeke. So I don't know how she's going to handle this. We have a war brewing, people. All right, there you go. Episode 5 of Power Book 2. Let me know what you think is about to happen. 1, with Tariq being in jail, and 2, with Lorenzo being out in the potential war that might jump off between him and Mecca. Let me know what y'all think below. I'm Monet. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.